Not already.
Yes, another week, another TFP live stream, and like usual, there's nothing unusual this week. We've got Tyler, we got Josiah, we got wait. That's not Josiah.
This is a John Huther.
This is. You never thought this would happen again. Has it ever happened
before?
Has it? I think
this is my second time.
Really?
Yeah.
That was your first time.
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Years ago.
You don't ask somebody about their first time, Tyler.
Where am I supposed to be looking?
Was it?
Just.
Oh, right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Look right into the light up there. Oh, don't do that.
Fair enough. Giant kite.
Hello, friends.
Hi.
How did we ever figure out what number live stream this is? Like, we got to be up there.
On Spotify, this is like 44.
But that started late in.
I have a couple
live stream career.
I have like the last 3 or 4 live streams we did in the old shop before switching to the new studio. However, I guess I'll say it now. I think when we get our new studio, we're going to start season 2.
What does that mean?
You'll have to stay
What does that mean?
You'll have to stay tuned.
What does that mean? Season 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The second season. That comes after the first season, in case you didn't know. I am looking to see how many episodes we have on Spotify for podcasters.
While he does that, John, what do you think about those blue API bags we keep in the shop? What do you think about those?
The medical bags?
The API, those blue ones that we put, like you put your guns in there to preserve them. Yeah, those anti-corrosion bags.
Yeah, they seem to work.
Yeah.
As long as you put the gun in there properly cleaned and
right.
Do what you're supposed to do before you just assume the bag is going to do all the work.
They definitely do help, though.
Yes.
Preserve and protect your gun. They make a micro environment, from what I've been told. Right? Is it a macro? Micro environment. It is a micro.
It's a micro environment inside of a macro environment.
Okay, and in a turtle's dream, right? Riding on the back of a turtle, something like that. So API, this has been a great ad read for them. Probably one of our best.
Yeah, yep.
They are a sponsor of this stream, and I didn't give you any warning of that. I just kind of was like, okay. Hey, unsolicited.
I should be able to
what do you think? It is hard to impress John. So for him to say it seems to work, that's high praise. That's high praise from John.
Yeah. Yep.
He's never said that about me or
John,
Tyler.
What is the number one gym in Genesee County? Putting you on the spot here.
The number one gym
in all of Genesee County.
I think Jim Morgan is pretty cool. He's awesome. He's a maintenance guy, and he's very talented. Oh, Beyond Driven.
Yeah, Beyond Driven. Yeah, yep. The number one gym.
Yeah.
And
clearly
located in Leroy, right next door.
Unscripted here.
Beyond Driven's another sponsor of ours. They've been a first sponsor, right?
I think so.
They've been a long time, just like API. They've been a long sponsor, and I don't know. You have like Planet Fitness and all that BS, but it just feels so corporate. It's like going to Field and Stream and
right. They don't care.
Nobody cares. It's soulless.
They don't care. You're just a number.
So that's what's nice about Beyond Driven. Like it's like going to the shop. It's like going to the pin. It's your family.
Yeah, they have dedicated professionals that really know and they care about your performance and fitness, and they want to make it better.
Like beyond where you are now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hence the name.
And we actually have like a new sponsor, which
we somehow
I'm extremely excited about. Breakthrough. Clean Technologies. I'm sure you guys have seen this company everywhere. It's a huge company. They are owned by Allen, so the Allen cases. They are the parent company. But yeah, Breakthrough is now our sponsor. The cool thing about Breakthrough is they are completely odorless. So if you're looking to go hunting this season, you don't have to worry about, that stinky hoppy smell that is slowly killing you every time you shoot. This stuff supposedly is really healthy. It's safe. And I'm reading the back of the package. It's good up to negative 53 degrees Fahrenheit. I definitely kind of want to do some tests. We're waiting on an ad read for them, and we're going to have a little bit more of a professional ad read for all of our sponsors.
You rely on your firearms for protection. It's time to consider how you can return the favor.
Let's talk about the Firing Pin Live's latest sponsor, Breakthrough Clean Technologies. Breakthrough's lubricants provide long-lasting corrosion protection in any environment. Unlike that cleaning product we're all familiar with that's super stinky, has a distinct smell, and your wife hates. All of Breakthrough products are user-safe, odorless, non-toxic, non-carcinogenic, and they won't stain. All of their chemicals are pH neutral, making them safe to use on all firearms and finishes, including stainless, nickel, blued, synthetic, and Cerakote. It's even wood safe. Breakthrough products leverage advanced, modern chemistry to effectively cleanse and eliminate fouling, dirt, and grime. The shop has trusted them for years to clean our own rentals. They're also endorsed by numerous major firearms manufacturers and the Department of Defense. Don't take our word for it. Pick some up today and try it for yourself. Breakthrough Clean. The difference is clear. But I'm super, super excited to be, working with Breakthrough.
Made in America, baby.
Or not at all.
That's all you got to say. That's all you got to tell me. That stuff's made here in the USA.
Of course,
Good
it's
stuff.
good because it's made in Miami, Florida.
Yeah,
So-
no, that's all you got to tell. So
Yeah.
gator proof.
DeSantis.
That's why it's
country.
green.
But
Like
can
Gatorade.
Can
They
you
grind
eat
up-
it though?
I don't know if you
Like
can
the
drink
other
it,
stuff.
but I hear it's
They don't say you can't.
I hear it's safe.
Yeah, that's not by that rule.
It doesn't say that you can't.
You might have.
Satisfaction. Oh, user safe. So you could drink it.
I don't
I'm
think they
going
want
on.
you to. We lost
That's
it day
their.
one.
Yeah, that's the one and only time we're gonna get there. Please don't drink the Breakthrough.
Yeah, please don't drink the Breakthrough.
But if you spill some on yourself,
Lick it off. I mean, don't lick it off.
you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Um,
this is a really good kit.
Yeah, it's a great kit.
Multi-purpose.
It's got everything in there, and it doesn't look like it's cheap.
What's your-
Biodegradable.
John, you teach cleaning stuff because you are the Firing Pins lead instructor. You host these classes. What's your favorite? What's your favorite piece of cleaning equipment in there?
A Jag.
Can
He's
you
Jag.
can you
He's
point that
definitely
out?
a Jag guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
One of the best cleaning implements ever molded or
Hell yeah.
cut out or
and that's
something.
brass. So that's
Yep, that'll last forever if you take care of it, or half of forever. So
what is
Guaranteed.
half of forever?
Guaranteed.
almost the same amount of time.
Unless it's not.
And the patches are not paper patches; they're actually woolen or fabric.
Nice.
So-
It's a nice kit, and we sell this stuff in the firing pin.
Yeah, we
We
have
have
sold
some.
that stuff for a while.
Yep, we got it right now. It's good,
It just feels so cool to have a huge company sponsor the stream.
right?
Like,
Right?
ugh,
Nailing
awesome.
it, winning.
Hashtag winning. Joshua Hawkins says, Huther.
Okay,
I
I'm
can
clearly
hear
not as animated as you
I can
guys.
hear him.
I'll-
I can hear him
I'll get there
saying
eventually.
that. Oh my gosh,
All right, Brandon, this is your show.
this is not my show. Please don't put that on me. I had to do this show by myself once. Have you done this by yourself?
I have.
No, you haven't.
I used
When?
Bratrick as a crutch.
That doesn't count then.
So we had a pretty traumatic event. I watched the store burn after watching things burn. And yeah, I got to talk to a mannequin. So
For like 45 minutes.
what have you done with your life?
Oh my gosh.
Everything you've
What
ever
have you
loved has
done with
burned
your
down.
life?
So
You know, well,
Is that mannequin still around?
Bratrick, yeah, he's in
oh
the
yeah.
shop.
Oh yeah. We should bring him on a stream sometime. He's lonely.
I'll let you in on a little secret. Don't ever turn your back on Bratrick. He gets creepy.
Don't feed him after midnight.
Yeah. Oh God, no. That's why we cut the stream off at like 9:00.
So, what's going on at the firing pin? Coming up. What do we got? Anything cool?
Firing pins.
So, kind of funny story. We had a guy call over the weekend, and he was like, "Hey, I need this adapter. I can't remember what it is, but it's for like a hollow sun to go to a specific Glock or whatever. C&H Precision, right? We sell them here." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm looking for this part. Do you have it?" We were like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, I kind of live like far away from the shop. Like, I just don't feel like driving like the 40 minutes, whatever it is. Like, how much would it be for you to just mail it to me?" And like, we're like, $7. It'll go in the flat rate box. Like, send it out this afternoon or whatever. No big deal. And he's like, "All right, cool. Like, so here's my address, blah, 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 something, something, whereverville, Alabama." And we were like, this is the firing pin in Bergen, New York. And he was like, "Oh, no, I meant to call the one in fucking Shreveport or whatever, And he's like, "Well, I mean, what's the difference, right? Like, I'm going to buy it from them, I'll buy it from you, whatever. Like, you'll
Yeah.
ship it to me, right?" And you're like, Yeah, I guess. So we shipped it to him like
That's
in
awesome.
Alabama. Yeah. Swiped a little business from another firing pin.
Yes.
Feels kind of
We're clearly
bad, but
superior. They're
yeah.
not on YouTube. They don't have a live show.
We came up first, I guess. So thank you, Mitch.
Yeah. Shout out to
Yeah, for real.
Mitch, Evolution
Oh my
Marketing.
Gosh. So I've got gun news and I've got other gun news. This is a good one. That's a good one for you to read.
And
Maybe
we've
you
got
should
John
bring that up.
Huther.
I don't know if you want to bring that one up and talk about people's responsibility as a gun owner. I can talk while you skim through that, but I mean you get the gist of it. I can see there. But so one thing that I saw that is coming up. Two things. I guess the breaking news kind of today coming out or happened yesterday coming out today is regarding the pistol braces. So it does seem like, and I mean, I've been one of them. I've been, I guess, like not holding my breath regarding pistol braces until like all the chips fall. It does seem like right now that if you have a brace, nothing will happen to you right now. They're still deciding everything. Like the final chips have not fallen, but you don't have to worry right now while they're deciding all this stuff. Basically, a Northern District Court in Texas found they granted the motion and they stay the rule. And they say that the court is certainly sympathetic to ATF's concerns over public safety. The rule embodies statutory policy goals meant to protect vulnerable people in our society, but public safety concerns must be addressed in ways that are lawful. This rule is not. So the way the ATF banned pistol braces and bump stocks, I believe, are both kind of covered in the same similar type of vein that the court was like, hey, agree or disagree. That's not really the point. You can't just do what you did. You can't just make rules out of your butt. Like we pay politicians for that. We don't pay the ATF for that. So
what's to stop New York from just making their own state law?
Oh, sure, they could. They absolutely.
And then we get
They
screwed.
absolutely can.
We get screwed anyway.
Don't give them
Absolutely
the
they
idea,
could.
John.
Yeah, but at least it's not the ATF just changing definitions behind the scenes. At least then it is somewhat our legal system at work. What I disagree with it too, but at least technically that's the way things are supposed to happen, and that's what the court found. So what's this? What you got over there? What I give you?
So this is one of those, it's a press release that an individual who has a permit in New York, when he was detected with a handgun at a carry-on bag, or security bag at a checkpoint, 45 kilograms loaded with 10 bullets, including one in the chamber. Alongside the gun was an additional magazine containing 10 bullets. And then down here, guns are not permitted through the checkpoint. We all know that. So I don't know if, despite the fact that I'm pro-gun, I'm also don't want people to get in trouble.
Looking for the victim?
And it's kind of, I don't agree with how they did this, because they could have simply taken the gun and cited the guy. But I bet you he's going to lose his permit. He's going to get in serious trouble. He's going to lose all his guns, because if you lose your permit, you lose all your firearms. And then he's got to pay tons of money to try and get it back.
It definitely doesn't seem like he was trying to conceal it. Like I could see you've got like a hollowed out Bible, or you've got like some, X-ray defeating, you've got something wrapped in lead that
Every part just
you're trying to, like it seemed like this guy just, I know it sounds silly, but like when you have hobbies and interests, sometimes you have a lot, like think of customers we have that have 10, 20, 30, 40 guns. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to say you should misplace a firearm, but I can see how it would happen. Some of us we don't have kids in our house. We don't have things that would make someone else, more security conscious. So they're a little bit more lax. Maybe you just are so ingrained on carrying a gun for your self-protection. You do it everywhere, which should be your right. I certainly don't think this guy had any ill intent. Like you said, it sounded like he just forgot that it was in his bag and he went through, he admitted it. And you're right. Why couldn't they have just been like, hey, you need to call somebody and have them come get this? And, maybe you'll miss your flight or whatever, but
What happened to discretion?
right.
Where they could interpret
Right.
what the man's intent, or just ask him. And then
This is right here in Buffalo. This is the Buffalo Niagara Airport.
So anyways, I started blasting.
I would like to express my disappointment in a licensed and trained New York State permit holder who did not have the self-awareness of where his handgun was. He knew exactly where it was. So entered an active security checkpoint. Yeah, he did it all on purpose.
I feel safe. I think the moral of this story is the government is here to keep you safe, and without the government here to keep me safe, I would not be safe. So.
I'm just surprised they actually caught it. That's the surprising thing, is that TSA actually caught it. That was the one that surprised me.
Don Hagen says John rocks.
Yeah,
Is that one of your
She likes
pseudonyms?
I don't know.
Are you typing that right
Johnny
now?
Rock.
Are you typing that?
You have fans,
Uh,
John.
What was the other? I had another good article, I thought. I guess not.
Chris has said not to drink the breakthrough.
Seems like now we have to.
Yeah, I feel like
Please no. Please.
So
Please
can I do a plug for this weekend or next weekend?
Yeah. What we
So
got?
our 16-hour course is going very well. I have to say, of the 20, I think it's 21 courses that we've completed,
Mhm.
the people attending these courses have been very thoughtful, asking great questions, they're paying attention, and they're making it very easy for the instructors to move them along to the final stage to get their paperwork done, because we don't sign people off unless they actually show that they can do the tasks at hand and shoot safely. So just an attaboy for our patrons who have taken this course. It speaks highly of all those people. So, and the next one is this, not this weekend, but next weekend. There's still room. There won't be any courses in December, but there's going to be a gigantic course
Yes.
at the, help me out, the Codex
Codex
Center.
Center. Yep.
Yep, over in Greece.
no in Rochester.
Yeah, it's in Rochester technically.
Yeah, down
yeah,
104.
right on the
Close
bo-
to Greece.
right on the border. Yeah.
So please, if you haven't gotten your permit, it's
Yeah.
all laws and
Yeah.
all the technical stuff, but no, there won't be any handling of guns in that course.
Yeah. So the January 28th class, it kind of started with this idea that we wanted to just do as cheap of a safety class as we could. And I don't mean cheap in a bad way, but the most affordable, I'll put it that way, the most accessible safety class that we could. And that class is going to be, an 8-hour day of, like John said, learning about the law, learning about how to interact with law enforcement, what's going to happen if you use a firearm for self-defense, a lot of the things surrounding firearms ownership itself that frankly most people overlook. Right. So this is a class that we just really felt the community needed. And I think it's ridiculous how much the state is kind of putting on the individual if they want to exercise their rights. Like, look how much money flows into First Amendment protection stuff and voting campaigns and all that kind of stuff. But
Unquestionable.
but the
Those
government
have to
doesn't
be
push,
supported.
right, which, is great, but the government doesn't push people protecting themselves and taking care of themselves first. They want you to be reliant on them. So we were like, no, we're going to do this. We booked the Codex Center. So we've got just shy of 2,000 seats in this class. And you can come, and it's $15, which covers lunch and the venue, basically. So we're saying you're getting free training for the day. And it's, like we said, an 8-hour day. You're going to get a ton of education on a lot of great topics. And at the end of it, you have a choice. You can just kind of take it at that, and you learned a lot and you had a great time, and that's it. Or if you'd like to, you can go all the way and use that 8 hours as credit towards getting your pistol permit. So if you want to do that, you have that option. You don't have to. You can just come that day with your friends and family, your kids, whatever you want, and just learn this information we're going to do on the 28th. And then, like I said, if you want to, we were like, hey, you've already taken that 8 hours of training. Let's give you credit towards that and basically teach the second half of the course, which that's the part that focuses on the gun itself.
Correct.
So yeah, like John said, you're not going to do anything with a firearm at Kodak. Number one, we can't. It's just a rule that they have, which makes sense. It's their venue. Number two, we are going to have potentially 2,000 people. That's just not possible to do. Okay, line up, everybody get behind. We have 300 blue guns up here, one for every row or whatever. Like it'd just be ridiculous. Couldn't do it. So you're going to take that class and then schedule pretty much throughout 2024. We'll have smaller breakout sessions of, people, if you're interested in getting your pistol permit. So yeah, so that'll be fun. We've never done, I don't know of anybody that's done anything like that. Certainly not at the Kodak Center or like that in the city that I'm aware of. And I hope it's a success. It's probably something we're only going to do like maybe once a year, once every other year. Like, I don't know. It's certainly not something we're going to do all the time.
So jump on it.
Yeah, this is kind of your opportunity. Yeah.
Find out really what the hell is going on in New York.
If you don't want to deal with all that, if you just want to take our full course, those are available. Like John said, we've got one not this weekend, but next weekend, the 18th and 19th. And those are $399. And that's a very, I think, fair price. And you get a lot for that. And it's all inclusive, lunch both days, ammo, targets, the gun, everything. And you walk away really, I'm speaking for your students. I think they walk away very confident as a new, soon to be pistol permit holder. I know it's a long process after that class, but
yeah. And what people don't know is everybody thinks the permit can be done however long the county wants to do it. There's a state law that says it has to be completed within 6 months. These are things that you're going to learn in the class, not because we just say it, but we're going to make you aware of what laws actually cover that, so you can look these things up for yourself. But 6 months, you just have to decide if it's worth your time and the money. And the course certainly is, because shop around, you'll end up here. And if you talk to anybody that's taken the course, I think you'll hear nothing but positive, because we welcome any feedback so that we can improve the course. Because the course isn't about us, the instructors. It's about you, the students. And we need to make this as good as we can. And it changes every class.
It's just the firing pin way.
Yep.
What you got over there?
Nothing.
I'm just smiling.
Letting you guys get good sound bites so I can edit this.
Oh, look at you. What are the people saying? You have the comments. Say them.
Donna hates to miss a live stream, but she can't keep her eyes open tonight. So anybody that wants to win anything, now is your chance.
Buried in her winnings. Yeah.
John.
Yeah.
John says you're doing great. And I would agree, John. You're phenomenal. You're an amazing asset.
The class at the Kodak Center, John brings up a great point. We are hosting that with our good friends and partners, RAFA. So the Rochester African American Firearms Association, for those of you that aren't aware. We've been their hosts now for 3-4 years going on?
A few years.
They have grown from, they had maybe a dozen members when they first started, maybe not even that many, to now they're over 100 strong. And it's just amazing to see how positive of an impact they're making on their community. And again, they're not waiting for the government to help them. They're not doing things certainly not the way the government wants them to do. They're teaching self-reliance, taking care of their communities, and learning about firearms. And how could you be against that, right? So as soon as we came up with this class, we started talking about it at the Kodak Center. Paulie from Rafa was like, hey, we want to be involved. We have to be involved. And yeah, so look for some billboards. There are billboards up now. There'll be a lot more coming. I was actually oh my God, I have a funny story. So we're doing a marketing campaign, and we've hired Mitch to handle that from Evolution Marketing, right? I was going to get there. And one of the things that he suggested was doing some mentions, some live mentions from Doreen, who is Brother Weeze's wife. So Brother Weeze, right? Radio superstar in the local region. He has his wife on every now and then. And she was going to do some live reads about this class and about the firing pin and stuff. So they were like, hey, let's set up a Zoom meeting so she can meet you and just get a feel for what you wanted to talk about and all, whatever. So I'm like, cool, let's do it. So I was being super dad, and Anna had little projects she wanted to work on at the house. So I'm like, look, I can take care of the baby. and she's just going to play in the corner, and I'll be on my little Zoom meeting. You can go do your stuff. And I got this. Right? So I'm doing it. And I introduced Emmy in the beginning of the meeting. That's always cute. Right. And so she's playing, and she decides that she wants to go down the stairs. She's up in our little playroom loft. Right. And she starts coming down the stairs, and there's a bunch of stuff stored on the staircase, which is solid like wood. And some of those things are glass vases. And one of the glass vases gets knocked into. And like when you drop a glass, it's such a distinct, right? But it's quick. It's like a second, maybe two. This cascaded down the staircase, and it took like 6 full seconds to like. It was just like, oh my God, I'm in this Zoom meeting with like 5 other people. Like it's because it's like Weeze's wife and her manager and one of Mitch's people and somebody else. And it was just like this, oh my God. I was just like, yeah, everything's cool. Everything's great. And then Anna comes in, and she just sees like staircase covered in broken glass of one of her favorite vases that's now destroyed. And like, yeah, I'm like, and I was like so confident, like, well, I don't need your help. I could do everything. And it was just like, I can't do anything. No, it was my humble pie. So look for our stupid ads and stupid radio because I'm an idiot. But no, what were we talking about?
Rafa.
Victoria Gotham.
No, you're
asks, how do we register for this class? I put a link in the description. I'll put it up live on screen. Please don't try to copy that link, but you go to the store.nytfp.com and there will be a section for the New York State required 18-hour class. That is $15.
Mm-hmm.
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 Yep.
And if you have questions, don't attend the class without your questions being answered. We're more than happy to explain things, where the second parts can be taken. But essentially, it's going to be either Rafa or us. But the good thing, if I may, about this is you're going to get 2 different perspectives from Rafa and from us. And this is a good combination because Paul Adele is awesome. And
Such a great guy.
He and I get along very well, and I love working with this guy. It's been limited to this up to this point, but I'm hoping this is going to expand our ability to work with him. But yeah, we definitely need more than just one perspective in this class. So I think this is a great choice. And I appreciate the fact that you were willing to do this. So
Stop.
Well,
I'm going to say too, I'm very appreciative of the Kodak Center. We approached several venues about this class, and I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I guess from the 10,000 foot view, I can see that, not everybody has to agree with what we do. Obviously I don't agree with that personally, but like, there were several organizations and groups that own large venues, and it just was something that they weren't comfortable doing, which again, these are safety classes. So it's like, how can you be against? I can understand if we were trying to teach like actual like tactical stuff, like we're going to be breaking out this, and like you see some like,
it's required by New York,
like some type of like M-word training type, militia training video or whatever, like, some type of like paramilitary thing or whatever. But like, no, it was like, we're teaching the New York State curriculum for getting, it's to get your pistol permit, but it's still like, this is the safety information that New York State says you need to know. So it's like, I don't see how you can be against that, but I'm just glad that the Kodak Center was 100% in favor of it. And I'm very excited to host our event there. They have been very great. Oh, and I don't know if you heard, we got a request. We are going to have an American Sign Language interpreter. We got a request from someone to have one. And I knew with that many people potentially attending, we would probably get that request. And the Kodak Center offered that they have that service. So we're going to have that.
Yeah. Kodak Center.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We've got probably 30, 40 people signed up, I would say already, which is encouraging. And it's very far out from the event. So we've got some people signed up already, and
seats are very limited. Make sure you get your
there's
tickets.
only 2,000. There's only 1,968 tickets. You don't want to be up in the balcony. You don't want to be up in the nosebleeds.
Yeah,
Come on. Yeah, that's embarrassing.
We're actually probably going to pick on you if you're up there.
Like, oh, can you guys see up there? Probably not.
I've already had one person say, "There's no way you're going to fill that. No one wants to take that kind of training." I challenge you to prove that person wrong. Fill that auditorium.
And I mean,
please.
honestly, even at this point, it's a success. We were able to book a like national level venue. I would say like huge acts come through there all the time.
I just saw Tim Dillon there.
Yeah, like we are going to be on that stage representing and having the firearms and Second Amendment industry, represented and out there. And that just feels good. That's part of, I feel like, our obligation, even if we only got 30 people, like if we got no one else to sign up for the class and we're teaching it, like that's still a success in my books. Would I be as happy as if we had 2,000 people? No, I would love it. If we were able to fill that room, that would be absolutely insane.
Tell your grandparents.
Yeah. It's been interesting though. We've had a lot of customers come in and I'll tell them about that class and they're like, that's right in my backyard. Like I live right there. So I'm really glad that we're able to take our training right into the community that, in our opinion, needs it the most. I mean, I think it's ridiculous that New York State put this requirement out there that you have to take this training that, only who else can teach? I mean, I said, did you see Livingston County is offering the class for, I think, $125.
But it's like Livingston County.
But it's only
sheriff.
Livingston County residents.
Right. Yeah.
And it's the sheriff teaching it. But yeah, it's only Livingston County residents. And
That has to be a great class.
I don't know how many people they had open, but I saw it was already full. But
That has
still,
to be
like,
such a good class.
like, where's that money going? If the government's teaching it, shouldn't it be free?
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
Why isn't it?
Like, where's that money going? I don't know. Like,
I always worry when it's one personality teaching as well. I mean, are you just going to get a police officer's perspective or are you going to get a civilian perspective as well?
Yeah.
So nothing against the police, but cops are allowed to do things that we're not allowed to do.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah. That mindset, I don't want to say is dangerous per se, but I'll say it doesn't translate to the civilian carry world. Like those are two separate, distinct things. So yeah, I agree. What else we got over there, Ty? Looks like we got a lot of people say things.
Yeah. If you had it open, you'd be able to
Read them. That's what you're for.
John says we could try to advertise a 95.1 from noon to 2 for Bob Lonsberry. The issue we were going to, but I don't even know how much of this we're even allowed to talk about because it's behind the scenes BS, but he has other commitments and sponsors that would be conflicting. So we weren't able to do that. Brett Carlson says he would love to know the venues that rejected the class for patronage purposes. Oh, lay it on them. Who
So it
denied
was
us?
the Rochester Broadway Theater League. They said no. RBTL.
The convention center.
And the convention center, which that I still want to press them a little bit because that's like a public, like the Floriano Downtown Convention Center. We own that. That's a publicly owned venue. It's managed by a third party, and that third party is the one who turned us down. And their reasoning was it's not a good time right now with everything going on. And again, I think that's ridiculous.
For safety training.
It's a safety training class, right?
That's required anyway.
Try to make people safer.
I'm dropping a link to the RBTO.
So yeah, they're over across from the Main Street Armory. They have a big venue.
Too cool for us.
Drop a link, drop a bomb.
Whoa, for legal reasons, that was a joke.
I don't want anyone to please don't go review bomb them and things like that. That's not professional, But the question was asked. I'll tell you who it was.
Well, I'm gonna tell you who not to support.
Yeah, I mean, it was disappointing. That was disappointing. Again, I kind of would think a venue, as long as it's not something hateful, we're not talking about a book burning or
dangerous.
or right. Like it's not something in ill intent. We're not inciting anything or I don't, you know what I mean? Like you would think, I don't know, if we framed this as a play, you know what I mean? Like
A theater production.
I'm not trying to make it like an us versus them thing, but I know you can see the path I'm laying out. Like if we had a play about rainbow hair stuff and whatever, they would love that. As controversial as that is, maybe to some people, Like
Say about that.
when it's all about the art, right? It should just be about like we have the freedom of expression, I guess is what I'm saying. It was just weird to hear a venue was against our freedom of expression.
Jeffrey says, do an 8-hour interpretive dance about.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
I think the
I'm working on that still. It's not ready yet.
the RBTL is
not
just
ready.
anti-gun safety. I think they're actually pretty pro gun violence.
Wow.
That's my. I
All right,
think
that's
that's
worse
how that
than what I
works.
said. Thank God. I thought what I said.
Because
was
they're
bad.
not pro gun safety, so they want you to be dangerous and violent with firearms. That's just what I've gathered.
I had a hard time. One of their reasoning too was they were like, well, we're in the press right now. We're getting a lot of heat because they like bought the other half of the building that they were in. They're like expanding and people were mad at them. But yeah, I don't know. Whatever. We're expanding too. Nobody's mad at us.
Except for our logo is higher than the flag.
Yeah.
Bigot.
Yeah. It sounds like the bottom one here was the winner.
But guns and pistols are the same thing.
Can you tell them why we picked that?
Because John Moses Browning, our Lord and Savior, had his shop. And
Where was the shop?
it's in Idaho.
I thought he
No?
worked in England,
Ogden.
New York.
No, Utah. Same thing. Same thing.
Probably just as many Mormons. Nah, probably not. Probably not. But yeah, the sign that we had up on the wall or on the outside of the old shop as you were driving by. This is the view as you're driving by Buffalo Road. You'd see the shop there, right? And the bottom view, we had a sign that said guns, pistols, ammunition, and shooting gallery. The original sign said fishing tackle, but we don't. Please, for the love of God, we'll never sell fishing tackle. So I was like, we're going to have that exact sign. We're going to change it a little bit. But yeah, that was John Browning and his brother's sign over their gun shop. And there's a famous picture of them like hanging out, all 12 of them or whatever many there were, hanging out outside of the gun shop. And I was like, I really just loved everything about it.
Yeah.
So we reproduced it. And yeah, guns and pistols. Got both. We got both kinds.
It's a homage.
Homage de
JMB.
fromage.
You know that age-old saying, God made man. John Moses Browning made him equal.
That's no.
That's not right, but that's okay.
Sam Cole, I understand, but
I like that shirt that I have that says, like, God created man. Sam Colt could not spell this sentence, and it's all
'Cause he
written
was
funny because he was illiterate. Yeah,
So
like
funny.
prolific designer, like genius, but never learned to read or write. Oh,
Jonathan Murphy says he liked when we were saying about the government protecting us and having our best interests. And it's true. The government protects us and has our best interests in mind.
Mhm.
We can go off on a rant. The globalist agenda.
you know what they're doing to the frogs?
Fluoride in the water. It's making us dumb. 100 billion to Ukraine.
Trying to take our precious bodily fluids.
But really, why do they take that vial of blood when you're born? Answer me that, Mr. Rochester, Mr. University of Rochester. What does that vial of blood go to?
That's where they harvest the adrenochrome, isn't it?
Who do we
It goes to the Clintons.
Yeah, I was
It
going to say, when
goes
we bring up the
to-
Clintons. I am not suicidal. I am drinking Gatorade.
Oh
Okay.
my
Keep
gosh.
Hillary looking old.
I don't even know where to go from that. Is that
I'm trying to see now if it has an M on
are
the
there
name of its
wires?
neck.
Are there wires coming out of that? Is that a literal bug?
John, how much would I have to give you to eat that?
Nothing.
Ladybug.
I'm not going to eat it.
$200.
And don't kill it either.
$200. Would you eat that ladybug?
Nope.
3.
Not a chance.
500.
John is walking the path of Buddhism, and I'm very proud of him for that. He doesn't harm any creature.
I don't know if I'm there yet, but yeah, don't kill stuff just to kill it. Come on,
That's right.
But it's for money. You're getting paid.
be better. You can just give me the money and be nice about it.
But I
And
want
not make me eat a bug.
I'll split it with you.
I want services for my money I'm
I
giving
thought we
you.
were okay. Let's stop that conversation right now.
The ladybug. Eat the ladybug.
No, not going to happen.
Oh my gosh! Don't let him.
Jeffrey says you need a ladybug for a $10 gift card to TFP. Bring your ass down here right now.
It's like 4 different people pulling in the right now to eat this ladybug. I mean, in this economy, I don't blame them. times are tough right now.
Inflation sucks, but you know what doesn't? TFP gift cards.
So the red range and the white range, that's a tongue twister. Try saying that.
The red range and the white range.
Say it like several times though.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Yeah,
red
just
leather,
like
yellow
the
leather.
Human Torch was denied a bank loan. So we have 2 shooting ranges, as a lot of you know. We have the white one, which we've had pretty much since the fire. That is a mobile shooting range. It's the one that's up on a trailer. And that is one that we are renting. And that one has the restriction of only handguns. Only handguns. That's all you can shoot in there, up to 44 Magnum. There was a time we were allowing pistol caliber carbines in there, but unfortunately, that for that range design, it's just a little bit too much.
Spicy.
A little bit too much spice, yeah. And so we have to limit that one to just handguns. You may have noticed, though, that there's a red range here as well. We actually bought that one. We own that shooting range. And that one has a backstop that can handle pistol caliber carbines, pretty much up to 44 Magnum and similar calibers. So that one we are good to go with pretty much everything. So we have 4 lanes now, and we really are thankful for that. We needed that
Can
coming
we
into
shoot 5.56 in there? Or no?
I
Not
mean,
right now.
no, we really wanted to find a way where you could. It's one of those, I don't even want to say this. In theory, the backstop is okay with that, but the rest of the container is not. It's not armored for that. So it's just one of those, if that was something you owned, you could do it. You know what I mean? But we can't let the public do it.
Just buy
So
it.
yeah, buy your own $100,000 plus shooting range trailer, and you can do whatever you want in it.
It is unique. I think we're the only people in the area that have anything like this.
I don't know what we would do without those. It's incredible that the white one we were able to get up here. Once we figured out that we wanted it, I think we had it within like a week or 2 weeks, and we already had the electrical stuff ready to go. I guess for a little bit we ran it off the generator, but it didn't take us long to get it hooked up. And same thing. Once we decided to buy the red one, I think it was here in like 3 weeks once we paid them. So that's invaluable to have those connections, I guess, in the industry that let that happen. So yeah, I'd also like to give a huge shout out to Bergen Electric. I don't know if you know this, but you should move to Bergen because we have our own municipal electric company, like how Fairport does. And the rate is like a third of what most places pay because there's no company trying to make a ton of profit off of it. And the service is ridiculous. When we had the range delivered, I had CP Ward, another amazing local company, the crane guys. They came by to move it, and we weren't even thinking, because I've never done crane stuff. There was the electrical wire coming over that powers the range and all this stuff that we're over here now. And the crane guy parks the giant crane, looks at it, and he's like, well, that's no good. And I was like, you can just scooch it, and and he's like, no,
Just move it.
can't do it.
It's a
No,
wire.
and he's getting ready to leave because he's like, what are you going to do? You're going to call RG&E and they'll be here in fucking 3, 4, 5 weeks. If you're lucky, idiot, you should have had that planned out. And I was like, let me make a call. Don't leave. Let me make a call. 20 minutes later, maybe that wire was wrapped up on a spool on the ground. Bergen Electric was over here. No questions asked. They came over, took care of us, was able to do our thing. We called them, and within 20 minutes of us calling them the second time, we had our power back. They were just the local community here. I've never seen anything like that. And if we ever build another firing pin somewhere else, I don't know what we'll do. We won't have that. You're not going to find a town like this. It's a little gem. So
Shut
stay
up,
away.
Bergen.
Actually, Bergen really sucks. Don't come out here.
Yeah.
Let's keep this
Have you
town small.
smelled this town? The Nazi canning factory.
Oh my God!
Did
What?
you know that was a Nazi prisoner of war camp?
What? Jesus! You just dropped that on everybody. Jesus Christ!
That was a Nazi
You're
prisoner
gonna
of war
get this
camp.
demonetized. Can
I'm
you just
from
say
Bergen.
German. Can you just say
The
German?
1940s German
Housing project.
for war people. No, we learned about that in school. The canning factory. It was a POW camp. They'd ride the train.
It's actually pretty cool.
I know, thanks.
Thank you.
Joe wants to do history. Well, so freaking do I.
Okay. Sorry. Is
Speaking of history, John, when was the first time you shot a gun?
that like, what was it like serving with Jesus?
All good questions.
Lots of cloth.
Can't answer that.
We really
I know.
respect our elders here at the Firing Pin. That's why we brought you on. So we wanted to.
Oh.
Stop picking on my Huther.
Oh.
John, when was the first time you shot a gun?
I took one out of my dad's cabinet and fired it and almost knocked myself over and then got in trouble.
What was it?
Oh my God. Was that like the.
It was a 12 gauge shotgun. So don't do that.
What was the story? Dead-Eye Dick. Did you ever read that book?
No.
The kid takes his dad's 1903 Springfield and he goes up on the roof of his house and just sends a round out into the distance and kills somebody.
Jesus.
It's
That
just
was a book, right?
They made
Chuck?
it up.
Is that
Holy
Chuck
cow.
Palahniuk?
Kurt Vonnegut, I
Okay.
think. Yeah, Dead-Eye Dick. That's just a story, though. He just made it up.
That's
What?
strange because in the Army, we had a guy get drunk and he thought the blinking lights of the Christmas tree way down the road in Governor, New York, was somebody shooting a gun. Really?
Well, I mean,
So he fired 6 or 7 rounds very accurately into that house.
wow.
And I think he's still in prison today.
Jesus.
So, Scott, I hope you get out soon.
Jesus.
You're a good guy. Just, yeah.
Would you ever share some of those the books
Snickers?
that you made?
Sure,
No, I know
that's
you won't share
tease.
those. The books, the scrapbooks that you made. Would you ever? Is that something you'd ever share with the class?
Of course.
You have to share everything, of course.
Yeah, but
but
at an appropriate time.
That verbatim. This is
that was what you were going to say.
this is the whole thing. Like the next part of the Firing Pin Live is a channel,
Oh,
the Vet Talk, where we interview vets. My friend John Huther is going to be one of the first,
yes.
Yep, I work on dogs, birds.
and people.
What? No, John was a military veteran.
Free my man Scott for real. Just reading the comments.
Jesus Christ. Probably not. No, he should probably.
Somebody out there knows
stay
him
locked
too,
up.
because they were stationed at Drum at the same time.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
Good old drum, 10th Mountain.
which also housed Nazi prisoners.
What? 1940s German prisoners.
That's what I meant. But
Can't say.
Jesus.
Well, I can't even say the word. You can't. There's no good. What you can't say what it starts with.
don't we have a
the second
bleep?
letter? It
Don't we
starts
have a
with.
bleep function?
He has a bleep function. I'll tell you later. You can't. You can't even almost spell it because it sounds worse.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's okay.
All right.
Don't talk about the Germans in the 40s. That's not okay. You can't talk about that.
FIFA on vacation. Have you seen that Family Guy? They're like on tour in Berlin or whatever. And Stewie, one of them, they're like, "How come there's nothing in here on German history between 1933 and 1945?" And the guy's like, "We're on vacation. We've been on vacation." Oh my gosh.
Don't even think about it.
Just don't.
Germany was not a thing in the 40s, the late 30s and 40s.
Today, it's a beautiful country. If you get a chance, go over.
Yeah, you were stationed there, right?
Yeah, for 2 years. It was wonderful.
So much fun.
Absolutely awesome. The most welcoming people I've ever met until the next place I went to.
You've been all over, haven't you?
A couple places.
A couple, 2, 3.
Yeah.
That's the nice thing about helicopters. They go anywhere.
Yeah, they go.
Yeah.
Sometimes they go up. Sometimes they go down. But they often go.
I think every time they go them up, they also come down.
Not every.
I think
time.
every time they've gone up.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's none just sitting up there,
And I don't know that.
bouncing
Like,
off the atmosphere.
do you know that for certain? For certain?
Well, the ones I was in always came back down. Thank
Ask
God.
ChatGPT.
Do helicopters always come
The
down?
helicopters. Oh my gosh.
Thank you for your service, John. That's what Gemma says, and that's what I say as well.
That's very kind. Thank you.
Thank you for your support, John says.
I think one of my favorite parts about when we used to go to Knob Creek was flying in the Huey
Oh,
helicopter.
Isn't that the greatest ride of your life?
Oh my gosh. And it's crazy because you're taking this ride in this Huey, which is incredible. And they've got these posters hung up like as you're waiting your turn to ride. And they mention, they're like, yeah, the aircraft that you are flying is a combat veteran itself. Like this aircraft was damaged and had, like, the one that we flew in had its landing gear like blown off. Like it landed back at the base on sandbags because the landing gear had been like blown off or removed or something in combat, holes all through it and everything, right? And you're like, I'm about to get on that, like
right now.
that one. That's
I
the
just paid
one.
you to sit
like,
on that?
yeah, like it's good. The FAA says it's good and stuff. Yeah, and you get up there, and you're like, all right, they've got to have, you know, obviously the pilot is very skilled. That they're going to have do this. He's got to be, you know, in the prime of his life, you know.
Wasn't he a Vietnam veteran?
And yeah, you get up there, and it's like some 70-year-old dude who's like, "Yeah, I flew this when I was 19," like over there, and you're like, "Okay, well, I mean, he's got to have a license, right? Like he's got a FAA's got a whatever, right? Yeah, like, and you go up there, and they fly that thing. I mean, I'm sure they were flying him crazier when he was 19, but like, you're going low,
Whoa,
and he'll do a bank turn, and you're like looking at the ground, or you're looking like just at the sky, and you're just going over, and that was so much fun. The American Huey 369. Look them up on Facebook. They have a website. They're out there. I think they're in Iowa, and
Utah.
They have a museum that so basically, like when you buy a ride, you're helping fund their museum, but they're opening up like the National Huey Museum, basically. And they've got like a gorgeous hangar that they've been building with this cool like aircraft tower, like observation tower thing. And like, yeah, it's going to be a gem for aviation lovers, and you'll be able to go. And I mean, they take those birds all over. Knob Creek doesn't happen anymore, but they take those birds all over. One of these years, we're going to get them to come to Freedom Weekend, but they do a heck of a job interpreting history. You know, I mean, there's only one way you can experience those, and it's riding them. So you flew in Blackhawks, right?
Yep.
And
60s.
what else? Is that pretty much just the Blackhawk?
The Hueys once in a while, but
Yeah.
everything was transitioning from Blackhawks or from Hueys to Blackhawks. So it was all, I was lucky to get that job at that time.
Yeah.
So
That's super cool.
loved it. Best job in the world,
Best job I ever had.
except for this one.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
no, come on. You can't. No, there's no.
That's not what you told me.
For that comment, you're
Yeah.
fucking fired.
I know you're fibbing. It's cool. I don't have the might of the federal government. We don't have turbine engines.
Hey, John Huther.
Did you feel when they pulled power? Did you feel yourself sinking into the seat?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's
Crazy.
It's just a
That actually costs a little extra.
just an amazing ride.
It was fun, though, because they would have dummy, like, M60s. So, like, if you were in the door gunner spot, you could be, like, they, like, fly you right over, like, the Knob Creek. Like, there's 10, 20,000 people down there, like, doing the Knob Creek stuff, the gun show, whatever. And you're just up there, like, yeah, get some. Like, pretend. I mean, that's
How
not
do you
what I
shoot
was
women
doing.
and children? It's easy. You just lead them a little light. Hey, John Huther.
Yes, Tyler.
What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Oh God, I don't know. That's a good question, Tyler. I don't know.
What do you know about Bagley Tappy?
Not a thing.
What was that?
What is that?
Oof.
Those words?
Yeah.
What'd you say? Say it again.
We'll unpack that.
Bagley Tappy?
You made that up.
No, I'll show it to you.
I think that our voting system is corrupted. I think that's a pretty good
Go Bagley
theory.
Tappy.
I always liked Operation Northwoods, which was classic, right? That was during the Kennedy administration. They came, like the CIA came to President Kennedy one day. They're like, hey, boss, we have this plan. We want to go to war with Cuba, right? Like, that'd be cool to go to war with Cuba and just like squash all that. But we need a reason to go to war with Cuba and Russia and all that and take care of the nukes over there. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get CIA dudes who look Cuban to like land on the beach in Miami and just mow down a bunch of people. Like, we'll just do like a bunch of murder, but we'll make them think it was Cubans. Like, we'll do it, but we'll make them think it was Cubans. And Kennedy was like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
No.
And then look what happened to him.
CIA got him.
He got. Yeah. Did you see this? The JFK thing on, I think it's Disney Plus. They did pretty good because it's like the 60th anniversary of when that happened. So they had like there's like a 3-part documentary on like they have like the last surviving. There's only like 6 people that were like there that day that are still alive because obviously it was 60 years ago, and you know, so there's like one reporter who was like in his 20s like that day, you know, and there's like one cop left who same thing. Like there's like one Secret Service agent who was like, it was like his first day on the job, and he was like Mrs. Kennedy's Secret Service agent or whatever. Like that's a very good documentary. It gives you a lot of like you know, you've all seen the footage and stuff, but like there's footage of them like throughout their day, like leading up to it, and there's
it's more than just watching the same footage.
Yeah,
really
because everybody's seen the footage,
down.
you see what happens, but it was just I thought it was a pretty good documentary.
Did you hear about how that footage was released?
No.
I'm gonna absolutely butcher this, but it was like a long time after the incident. Like there were no conspiracy theories about it. Like Lee Harvey Oswald killed JFK, and this guy that filmed the footage on the grassy knoll, it like changed hands. Whoever owned the original footage,
Zapruder.
Yeah. And it was just like released on a talk show, like a comedy talk show at 2 in the morning. And then that's how like the conspiracy facts, we'll say, of the CIA.
Yeah, if you can't laugh at something, I mean, come on.
It's been long enough.
Yeah.
No, it hasn't.
Too soon? Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Got nothing to do with it.
I got nothing. Please tell me someone's commented something.
My grandmother said grassy knoll.
Had to be, right? Was it Bruce down in Dallas that weekend? What was?
I can't talk about that. the Vince McMahon meme that's going out. It's just the crying. No, cut it out.
Oh my gosh.
So John, do you like cereal?
Very much so.
What's your favorite kind of cereal?
The one with the circles. And
Cheerios.
That's the one, but it's
Fruit Loops.
There's too many variations. I can't remember.
Do you like the honey nut ones? Do you like the plain ones? Do you like the blueberry ones?
The honey nut. That's
honey nut ones are delicious.
They are.
Why we have honey nut Cheerios in the fridge still?
In the fridge?
At the shop, like there's honey nut Cheerios just sitting in the fridge.
Why are they in the fridge?
Because I bought honey nut Cheerios one day and they were in the fridge, and we're a bunch of dudes. We don't clean the fridge.
It just don't make no sense.
Don't make no sense, boss.
It don't make no sense. Why would you keep it on? That's not a cold food. Why is it in the fridge?
To keep it fresh.
We're wasting valuable Freon. Or is it Freon anymore? Freon Plus. I have no idea.
I think we dumped it all in the lakes.
Freon Light.
I'm pretty sure he knows.
He knows.
You can't say Asian jokes.
I was going to say you can't make Irish jokes. No.
You can't make Irish jokes. I always forget that. It's so
I love
funny.
it. That's my favorite. Yeah, that's my favorite.
We actually like really missed you, Joe.
Yes.
I don't think you understand how much we were crying without you. John was crying too.
It was hard because I don't know what to do. You don't listen to me. I'm like, well, here's how we should do it. And you're like, no.
Why are you?
And then it doesn't work. And then I'm crying.
And it's still
And
hard.
my makeup, I have to go back into hair and makeup.
I said it roars in 2 hours.
Oh my God.
All right, hold on. We have a potential conspiracy theory in the chat. Michael says, do you guys think that a manifesto coming out on Crowder will be a future conspiracy theory? What will they call it? Do you know about that? So the trans shooter in recently, where was that? I can't remember. Where the cop that shot. Thank you. That shot.
The LPVO.
Yes. Supposedly like the manifesto from that person came out like saying fuck white people and the kid didn't die, like blah 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 blah. So do you think that will be a future conspiracy theory? What will they call it? We have big sponsors now, so I can't say what I want to say. Probably. That's probably.
Honestly though, who knows anymore? That's the scary thing.
Yeah, like it could just be fake. It could just be AI written or pic generated.
There was a podcast I was listening to about 5th generation warfare, and that's like 100% what we are in right now. And 5th gen, like he went through, like 1st gen was literally like combat, like killing each other, and then like 2nd generation was more like getting like tactics involved and stuff. And I'm going to butcher the next 3 or 4 or whatever, but 4th gen was say like the Vietnam era, or even getting into like the Desert Storm era of combat, and 5th generation where the battle, like what's happening with the soldiers and the front and the killing is almost like secondary. Like that's not really the fight. The fight is on the internet, and it's the memes, and it's the, it's the rhetoric, and it's all the behind, it's the voting manipulation, and it's all those things put together. That's the like the battle space these days is everything. Like we are involved in the war, like right now, technically, like on the extreme fringes of it, but literally like sharing a meme or influencing on social media has those slight ripple effects. And I mean, there are people behind the scenes manipulating all those strings, and it's scary. That kind of stuff is terrifying.
I'm drawing a blank on the dude's name, but there was like a Soviet dude from the Soviet Union who was talking about the 30-year war or whatever, and like breaking down how he's going to break down the American culture, and crazy.
Well, it's working.
We felt like the Cold War ended in 91 or whatever it was, but they didn't. They kept fighting it.
I feel like it just started.
They went, gray. They went like Gray Man, we'll say. But
thank you.
Insane.
Yuri Bezmenov.
Yeah.
That's who did it.
I thought you were thanking that guy.
Yeah, I thought
Yuri.
Yuri was commenting.
No, that's the guy who coined that.
Don't thank Yuri, no.
Yeah, how did Yuri get on our live stream?
Give them more money. Jeff says, who does hair and makeup, Darnell or Brian? Brian would absolutely be our hair and makeup guy. 100% Brian. He's just that guy.
Darnell's hacking the Matrix. That's what he would be doing. I'm in. Bum, bum, bum.
Hey, John, what's your favorite state?
Not New York.
Well, I know that, but
New Hampshire's pretty awesome.
you've been?
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you go in New Hampshire?
A place called Newfound Lake. Our neighbors used to have a cottage there. We went every summer. It was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Very peaceful.
Nice.
The lake was so clear you could see all the dead bodies at the
Oh my
bottom.
gosh. Oh my god.
Right down to
took
the
a turn.
right down to the boats that sank. But just absolutely beautiful.
So you like destruction and death
Nope.
vacation?
Not
Boats
at all.
that sank.
Nope, when I was younger, maybe, but not now. I'm too old for that. Tyler.
You're just beginning, John. Come on. What about you, Ty? Where's your favorite state?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ty.
Panic. Depression. Don't red flag
Okay.
me.
All right.
I don't know. There's so many cool states out there. I think Hawaii. I've been to Hawaii twice, and just it's so cliche, but
It's
it's
beautiful.
just such a different vibe.
Just like aloha.
It's
bro.
like just like throwing up some shakas and like
Shaka, bro.
I don't know. Hawaii is beautiful. The people are just so laid back and cool, and like there's this thing that you hear about called island time,
Yeah.
and it's just like
It's called poverty. Yeah, all those islands are great because you're either super rich and you're a colonizer, or you're poor,
There's only
and then it
so
doesn't
many-
matter.
There's
Yeah,
only so many
island
coconuts you
provides.
can
Yeah, there's a
eat.
fish. I'm fine. I sleep on the beach. Yeah, it's great. It's called poverty.
I think they should have got more than $700.
Who?
The Hawaiians.
From what? The fire?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Isn't that
That's-
stupid?
That's an insult.
Actually, the
But we'll send $7 billion to Ukraine.
no, 100 billion. We're
Or
way
100
over 7.
Yeah.
Um,
Can't take up care of our own.
the place Lahaina, the place that had the Hawaiian fires, that's literally where we've stayed twice. Like all the restaurants there. We stayed at the super historic hotel right next to this giant old tree, and like literally I circled on like that was my hotel room.
Yeah.
Literally just ashes now.
Crazy.
So sad. I love Seriously, has a piece of my heart. I love Hawaii. You've been to Hawaii, right, John?
Mhm.
What island?
The main island, not Maui.
Big one?
Waikiki.
Hawaii.
I don't know. I didn't stay long.
I think it is Hawaii.
It was a stopover. So
You have a cool story about Puerto Rico or Cuba?
I'm not sure. What are you talking about?
The hotel where you guys had to like stay?
Oh, Dominican Republic.
Neither.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's go ahead if you want to.
I don't want to bore people with
Okay. Well, we'll save that for the vet verbatim, I
army
guess.
stuff. Yeah.
That's such a good story.
Who wouldn't want to hear about landing a helicopter on the lawn of a luxury resort and staying?
You're gonna have to stay tuned for that one.
You guys broke that helicopter on purpose, didn't you?
We tried to fix it, I swear. And we really
Oh
we
no.
really did. So
Yeah, Crew 28, man, they've broken down at the Ritz-Carlton, they've broken down at
Anybody
beach.
out there watching, let us know your favorite state and why. Where should we visit? We should do a live stream from a remote location.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
that would be cool. Vacation.
you should do it from one of the towers in Attica.
Definitely thought I was going somewhere else.
I think that'd be interesting and scary at the same time.
Like the guard towers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But we have to break in. Like we can't. Like we're not gonna ask permission. We're gonna sneak in to the Attica prison.
When I
Yeah.
That'll go
We
great.
won't be allowed to
Just
leave.
you're gonna get a visit tonight because of that. When I was in Scouts, I was in the Alexander Scout Troop, so right next to Attica, and one of the assistant scoutmasters was a guard at Attica, and we would do our chicken barbecue every year, right? And he'd figure out like, oh, okay, the chicken barbecue's on a Saturday. He'd go to all the guards that were working that shift, and he would sell them all like a chicken barbecue ticket. And a couple of years, like I would go with him to drop off like 30 or 40 or 50 chicken barbecue dinners to like the entire guard shift that night, which presented two thoughts. Or like at least the one big one I always thought I was like, what if we accidentally like food poisoned? Like all the like just accidentally.
my
This is we're like
God, yeah.
scouts. We don't fucking know what we're doing. Like
That's
sorry,
a
it was a pig
conspiracy.
roast. We always did a pig roast.
Didn't
And
wash your hands.
we just like fucked up. And we just like get all these guards sick. Or whatever.
dysentery. You all get
Then
dysentery.
The funny thing was this guy, he was a real like ball buster, real jokester. And like this is Attica. This is like the most serious prison, right? Like, and he would go and he'd have, he's on civilian time. He's just there on his own. He'd have his keys, probably had a gun on him. Like, I don't know if he did or not, but he'd have all of this like metal objects. And he would just like stand under the metal detector. And it's just like, like going off. And his friends are like, get out of there. Like, stop it. And he would just like, he'd stop. It'd be like if Bill Whitman was a guard in Attica, basically. And then like 5 seconds later, he would just go under it. The klaxons are going off everywhere. But where I was going with this, the tower guards, they would literally lower a basket. And we would put their
Yeah.
pig roast dinners in there, and they would pull the basket back up. I just thought that was so cool. Like, it's very serious. Like, you're not coming down. Like, we got to stay up here,
Put that piggy in a basket.
ready to shoot.
What a
That
great
documentary
stream.
is amazing as well.
About the
The
Attica.
The Attica, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a really good one on Netflix.
Really?
That's excellent.
What's it called?
Problems at Attica or something. I don't know, but it's the only one on there. So
What year was that?
71, I want to say.
Yeah, I wasn't alive.
I was 1 year old.
Aw. What was it like living during that time? Like, were you
I
scared?
really can't remember, strangely enough.
I really can't remember.
All right. Well, Brandon's on his phone, so that means he wants to be on
I'm
the
trying
stream.
to see if I
He's too
thought
cool.
I saw.
Yep. Great content, Brandon.
Stop.
Yep. Just waiting for you.
Okay. You can talk about stuff too.
Stuff. You either love it or you either hate it.
So let me.
oh.
Can I plug training again?
Yeah.
So if you want to take individual training, we're slowly opening that up again. Just call the store. They will put you in contact with me. I will talk
Talking
to
one
you.
on one.
Talking one-on-one training.
Here, I'm gonna drop a link. Okay.
And
Do the website. Don't even call us. Just do the website.
Yeah.
oh,
We have a whole form that I gruelingly created.
Took him,
Just kidding. Shout out to Jessica.
took him like 20 minutes.
No, Jessica did it. I told Jessica what to do, and she does an amazing job with our website.
well, you'll put a brief description on that form. We will always call you and have a discussion about what it is that you want to learn, where you're at, and then that way, when you do show up here, you are as prepared to be here as possible. So there shouldn't be any real questions. So, and we're slowly building that up because one range for training and currently one individual training. So if we haven't called you back, please be patient. We will get to you.
We're working on trying to grow the training department.
Yeah.
We're trying to get more people. So it's just hard because of the fire and the space. It's such I hate using it as an excuse for everything, but it's so limited.
We have 650 square feet.
But with the new
That's
place,
all
we're
we
going to
got.
be so ready for so many things.
Oh yeah,
All of the things.
All the things. I very soon want to do a whole stream on like the new shop and just give everybody as much info as we can about it and go over some renderings. And actually, I forgot to tell you, our architect, Mr. Hens, I believe he said he can do 3D renderings. Like his software can take what is shown on the drawings and make it 3D. So that'll be cool.
Why don't we make me work hard and we'll just shoot a video talking about it. And
It'll be awesome.
it won't be a live stream, but it'll be an upload.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
Is it my understanding that as the building progresses, you're going to be posting things on Facebook
Oh
about
yeah.
where it's at? Okay.
Oh yeah. And
We have a great Facebook team.
the goal is to start. We actually they're building two. This is hard to tell from that drawing, but it's actually going to be two separate buildings. There's going to be a building over the range and then a building over the retail area. That is the new retail area, and they're going to start on the range building first. So that way, as soon as that building is done and we can get to work in there, we're going to start building out the range. So hopefully, by the time they're done in the retail area, we can just open. We can have the range open again. And the retail area might be a little rough around the edges. There might be some finishing. Like when we opened the first time 10 years ago, we weren't done yet.
cow.
Yeah. There were some pictures that came up on Facebook that have definitely been taking me down
Yeah.
memory lane that, like this was 10 years ago, everything coming up. Like we opened January of 2014. So coming up very soon. It's going to be 10 years for TFP. It doesn't feel like that.
Yeah,
it's
that's
nuts. It's nuts. I remember when you used to come in shooting for Laser Max, and you would just buy all the Maxpedition stuff
Yeah.
that we had.
Yeah,
You would just.
I have a
I
thing
can only
about
imagine.
Yeah, oh, me too. I mean,
The thing.
we bought the Maxpedition stuff because I was like, I want one of everything that they make. And the easiest way for me to accomplish that is just to become a dealer of theirs.
Yeah.
Like,
You can have whatever you want.
yeah, it's a great way to run a store.
Knowing you
Why are we
as
making a profit?
well
here?
as I know you now, I can only imagine what you used to think of me as a kid.
Oh my gosh, literally a child.
Like, you had to think I was so stupid. I was dumb back then.
Still are.
Yeah.
No,
Depends.
we're very proud of you.
At least I keep my finger off the trigger.
John and I are very proud of you.
You've had some life experiences handed to you, so good job. Oh, sorry.
We wish you would come over and visit us more often, but it's okay.
Your dad and I
You come
are,
over for just to do your laundry, and we get that. You've got this woman you're involved with, but whatever.
I'm uncomfortable.
It's not how we raised you, but I'm uncomfortable. What was that thing you were doing where you're grabbing my leg and said name a state? And then
Pull the taser.
wasn't that? No, you grabbed my leg. Oh, and then you wait.
Go on.
I think for legal reasons I have to stop. My lawyer just texted me. He said to stop.
Please stop.
Stop talking.
I'm
He said-
embarrassed.
He said, "Please stop talking."
All
All
right.
right, that's the question.
Yep.
Let's get out of here. Go ahead, Ty.
Well, John, let's
God
talk
damn it.
about it.
I'm just gonna leave. Can I leave now? Can I leave now?
Don't.
Do you have it or don't you?
Yeah. Is it there or not?
What are you talking about?
Your Snarglies.
Yes, I have them with